Alright, I'm a Sovereign Sage, and if you've been following along with this quest, in the last video, we saw who this guy was. He was one of the guys who was on a list that was supposed to be executed, or who was banished or something from the House of the Hearth. And while we were thinking of how to save Linny from Arlecchino, I guess is how you say her name. I was saying Arlecchino, or Arlecchino, but it's actually Arlecchino is how you say it. This guy ran into us. And we recognize him. So let's see what he wants. Scar.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Yeah, 'cause we were with her and he ran into me.
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with Mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here. Your payment.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
Remember they said that he was a guy who escaped because he was in love with somebody? And he tried to leave? But she stopped him or something, is what Linny told us. He's like, Linny said he talked to him once, asked him if he liked somebody, and he said no, but there actually was. He did like somebody and wanted to escape to be with her, but was caught and was punished for it. Arlecchino supposedly requested to meet with him one day, and then Linny said he never saw him again. So I wonder if she let him go free or if there's something more to the story, because now it's kind of not making any sense. Because she recognized him, she was
now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? I just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Looks like Paimon is trying to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt Linny and the others will have made any progress. What should we do?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition.
Oh god. What is it?
If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Your condition. Let's hear it.
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
We accept your condition.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Oh, fucking god. Ah, she's imprisoning me with her words. Yeah. Man, nobody can help me get out of this now. We're basically trying to, like, appease her. Otherwise, she's going to punish Linny, Lynette, and Fremine, and she's even threatened to actually kill them. And Lenny and Fremine told us in the first video to this series.
There are leaves around,
Please stop, Kazuha.
and I know just the tune to accompany them.
So in the first video to this, not the last video, but the one before that, it would have been part 449. Lenny and Fremine basically told me that no matter what happens, that they would protect me. So now that's why we're trying to do our best to protect them, because they're like doing some digging around trying to figure out who this ghost girl is, this Clairvy. And she's already told us that anybody who deals with the House of the Hearth or who is part of it never escapes alive, because they know too many secrets that if they want out, they get killed. So Lenny's trying to figure out where she came from and all of that, and we have to try to help him figure that out. We were trying to send him a bird to let him know what we learned, but she had caught it in a prism and gave it back to us and said, "You should be careful with these things. It's such a well-trained bird. Something could happen to it." So it's like she didn't let us get the note out to him. So Lenny doesn't even know that we're in trouble. So we're just forced to follow her around and do what she wants.
If you wish to hear it.
Because if we don't, she could kill them. And not that she will, but she's hinted at it. Oh my god, my fucking slow running. Oh wait, wrong thing, hold on. That's like an out of bounds zone right here. Do you see this red? They won't let me go through it, and I'm trying to be careful not to get close to it. Well, Scar can probably get me there faster. What's funny though is because Scar erased himself out of the Tree of Irminsul. He used to be the 6th Fatui Harbinger, but because he erased himself, everybody forgot who he was, because he erased himself out of the tree, which therefore erased himself out of history and out of everybody's minds. By trees like the flicker internet. So I don't even think the knave, Arlecchino, I want to do this challenge, but I'll wait. I don't think she knows who he is. Because in a real life situation, I mean, yeah, Lumine really is by herself, but at the same time, she's not. Because I have all these strong, reliable men with me. Especially this one. And this one. And this one. Oh, this one.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
So we're gonna unveil her background story, and I think something seriously happened to her when she was a child. And I bet you she used to be in this building and destroyed it herself.
No one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Lenny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Well, we kind of already got that much. She basically told us that. Clairvy literally said, "The knave brings you here and then you can't leave." Why?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother Crucibina to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, That depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
No.
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Perry Ware.
Perry?
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Perry Ware, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded.
I was right when I said that she knew her as a child, because she was the one who rose up and killed she killed all of the other children to become the leader, if you know her background story. I've seen like snippets of it, but I think that's what she did. She had killed everyone else to become the new leader, because she also wasn't happy with stuff, but I'm not sure.
Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Perry Ware was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Perry Ware that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perry Ware would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perry Ware weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Perry Ware suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perry Ware could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life. From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the very person at the top.
Crucibini, you mean? But
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name.
Arlecchino.
Arlecchino.
so the Perry Clairvy was talking about, it was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This was your story just as much as Clairvy's.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
The Clairvy we met, though, who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met, was she really a spirit at all?
Well, it's probably like something like the soul defaults back to an innocence of a child, so that's probably what it's trying to hint at.
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire, something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me. and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait! I can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So when she's trapped in her 6-year-old self, she's still your friend? At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Mentoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
Oh, she finally talked. You gonna talk again?
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh god. We could never tell Lenny what we knew, and he got captured.
Here they are, Father.
Oh, fuck. There's Clairvy hiding behind the rock.
Oh, you're gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me. Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Oh, here we go.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house, and for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazy and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Wissaw, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Chaplow. Faults. I'm sorry, Father. We accept our punishment.
Chaplow, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Lenny, you're making a stupid move right now.
Something you want to say, Lily?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. Does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been. So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Lenny.
Father, please. Lenny, you...
I also agree with Lenny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
He's a bow user. Bow users suck in this game.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the name. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
No. But she told us that when the time came, we would give our life for the House of the Hearth, so we need to join in it as well.
If they lose, those people from the house are really going to get executed. Hey, are you listening?
Trying to draw my fucking elements. Is executing them really what she wants?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Back then, she never actually answered my question. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knight will lose on purpose. Although...
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
This is weird. Let's talk to past Winnie in a dream world in my landscape mind.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
I know what I must do.
What's wrong, Trevor? Hey, where are you going?
Trevor?
I'd like to see for myself what the Fourth of the Harbingers can do.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Oh, this camera shaking's making my head feel weird. Okay. Oh, she's teleporting me away to her mind palace. So is my team gonna be myself, Lenny, Fremine, and Lynette? Is that what they're doing? Are they gonna take away that team that I actually have? I feel like that's what they're doing, because you can only have 4 characters in this game, and Lumion stepping in with Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine makes it 4. Or not, you're gonna just... Oh my god! Don't walk towards me like that, you freak! Oh my god! Well... Okay. Oh my god, she's gonna make me die. Oh my god, I'm actually dying. I'm okay.
Why hesitation?
Oh my god. She made me jump.
With these rising flames.
Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking drop on you so hard. I'm fine. She actually made me choke, I'm not even kidding.
Is it my turn now?
Oh my god. Yeah. So like the 2 strongest characters I have on this team is Hazo and Skara. Oh my god, my throat. I actually have damage in my throat from all the times I've been sick or had the virus years ago. When I used to have the Rona So I actually have damage to the inside of my throat. And I have to be careful with shit.
These rising flames.
I really have to draw my blade.
Do it, son. I feel like she's not really trying.
With the fall of darkness,
Okay, there we go.
destruction shall rise.
Time to fly. Oh, not the bond of life, please. What the fuck? I'm trying. Ow.
Who's next?
You're gonna make me do it. Ah. Skara. Hold on. I think if you heal, it gets rid of the bond of life effect. I remember reading something like that before, but you have to, yeah, it does. You have to heal more than what it is, though. I can do it. Clouds cry. The birds cry. Yeah, and my strongest character, thanks. That's fucking fine. So she has an ability where she gets a bond of life on herself, which also increases her attack. I read it in her character log. Apparently, when she unleashes the bond of life on herself, it increases her attack, and if it more than like, what is it, 20% or 70, like more than half of her life is consumed by the gauge, it further increases her life gauge or something.
Time to go.
So I'm fucked.
Try to pace yourself.
Don't tell me what to do.
With these rising flames.
Fucking shit. Yeah, see, she can inflict it by hitting you when in that state. Oh my fuck. I like how he got hit in the face. I'm used to this. Oh my god. Man, she really actually made me choke. So I was trying to take a breath, and I think my own saliva went down the wrong way. Is what actually happened. But I'm fine.
Watch out for father's movements!
Shut up, Lenny. Dancing around me, are you? Yeah. Hold it. I'm fine. Quit saying the same line over and over again. Fucking start it up. La 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 la. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the way I like love.
You've proven to be worthy of your mind.
A touch of frost. Squall fury.
Your scar for that was stupid. He's gonna die. Ha! Yeah.
Submit for judgment.
Oh, she's gonna stop me. Okay. Oh no. Chongyun took the full blunt of that. Bro. No. Talk to me.
Blade is all that remains.
Now's our chance.
Shut up. Yeah.
The wind rises. You dare to gaze upon me?
It trapped.
Follow me.
Oh, you wish I'd follow you. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to sacrifice Skara. I don't want to do it, but he's the only one that can. That goes far, his blade. She has fucking AoE attacks.
Squall fury. Now's our chance.
That is so much damage. I hit like a fucking truck. It's because of the buff I got, but you know. Yeah!
Suntown is only the beginning.
Oh yeah?
My blade. Wind strike. Watch out for father's movements.
Suntown is only the beginning. You should know better than to travel one place.
Oh, I know.
Sorry, father!
like this pitiful excuse for an attack. Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Crimson Moon. I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Damn it, I didn't get to demonstrate my ability of using multiple elements. I'm fucking sad. They only ever did it in that one cutscene where I fight Child and I used Animo and Geo. I want a cutscene in this game where I whip out all elements that I have and use it in free switch, like switch. Like, I want that. Give it to me. Where is the ability to show that I can switch elements in this fucking game? Ah! Could have thrown some fucking Dendron Electro at her and it would have dealt damage because she's fire.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Fremine blocking that fucking attack was like the coolest thing, though.
Are you alright? Liddy, given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
So, that's what she did to that guy with the scar on his face that we met.
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
So, that means that young man that I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside the Parlay de Marmonia, he must have been the same Howler we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No, if my understanding of the knave is right, she really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives.
So, You're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Lenny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
So she's freeing them too?
Father!
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up?
So, if you didn't see, it was in this video, but yeah, it was. How they were children. Like, the mother, the old leader of the House of the Hearth, was this girl's real mom, but, the knave, or Arlecchino, or Parawar, which is her real name, she killed that woman and became the new leader. And because this girl couldn't go on, she also killed her. But that's when she was 16. They were both 16. Not when she's a child.
Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream!
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You couldn't be sugarcoated a little! She's speechless!
If this really is Clairvy's younger self, then I would say she's probably had enough lives.
Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, for the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry? I think you're a pretty amazing king. And a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place! We've got so many stories, we could probably talk our ears out for 3 days straight!
Talk about the land of Animo, nation of freedom. Talk about the land of Geo, nation of contracts. Talk about the land of Electro, nation of eternity. Talk about the land of Dendro, nation of wisdom. I'm going to talk about Venti.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard, playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
The land of Geo.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother? Well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
The land of eternity.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like?
Like Ito? They're human enough.
I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that? Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let time tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
The land of wisdom.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons, but at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
Tell the nations you've been, eventually the conversation towards the Fontaine, the nation she once called home.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles. Oh no, that must have been hard for all of you. What happened next? Don't worry, we were able to turned the situation around super quickly. All thanks to Detective Hainan, of course. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Clairvy is listening really intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like all her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
As time passes, she'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being that scary little girl who could only hide in the shadows. Huh. I was so busy thinking, I almost didn't notice the sun has risen.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? To experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Harry Mother. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. I didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures, but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Lenny?
Father?
It's Lenny! Hey, Lenny!
He's like super injured, right?
What is it doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Just leave her there.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
I bet you he's decided to stay.
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility. One not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Lenny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Lenny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title.